decades, it was just another file collecting dust in the back of a police station. A case that once shocked a small town and then, slowly, disappeared into silence. The murder of a young woman in 1987 had left the community shaken, a family broken, and investigators frustrated. There were whispers, suspicions, and theories, but no proof, no justice. Just an open wound that never truly healed. Back then, forensic science was still in its infancy. DNA testing was barely understood, let alone used in criminal investigations. Detectives worked tirelessly, chasing leads, questioning neighbors, and scouring the crime scene. But every path ended the same way, in a dead end. And as the years passed, the case grew colder, until it seemed destined to remain unsolved forever. For the victim's family, time did not soften the pain. Every holiday, every birthday, every quiet moment carried the weight of an unanswered question: who had taken their loved one away? They clung to hope, even when the world seemed to have forgotten. But the world was changing. Science was evolving. And what seemed impossible in 1987 became possible decades later. More than 30 years after the murder, a dusty box of evidence was pulled from storage. Inside were items collected from the original crime scene, objects that investigators at the time believed might one day matter. Among them was a small trace of biological material. Back then, it was useless. Today, it was a key. Modern forensic experts carefully examined the evidence, running it through advanced DNA testing. At last, a full profile emerged. It was uploaded into national databases, but at first, there was no direct match. The trail seemed cold once again, until one day, a breakthrough came, not from a criminal record, but from genealogy. A distant relative of the killer had submitted their DNA to a genealogy site, unknowingly opening a door to the past. Piece by piece, investigators built a family tree, branch by branch, name by name, until finally, the branches pointed to someone very familiar. It was a man who had once been questioned in the original investigation, someone the police had always suspected but could never prove guilty. Decades later, with the weight of science and DNA evidence against him, his freedom vanished. The past had finally caught up. For the victim's family, the day of justice was bittersweet. They sat in the courtroom, faces older and lined with years of sorrow, as the truth was finally spoken out loud. The verdict brought closure, not the kind that erases pain, but the kind that lifts the unbearable burden of not knowing. Their loved one's voice, silenced so long ago, had finally been heard. This story is not just about one case. It is a reminder of the power of persistence, of technology, and of time. Cold cases are not dead. They're only waiting for the moment when science can catch up with the truth, when silence can finally be broken, and when justice can rise from the shadows of the past. Because sometimes justice only sleeps. It never truly dies. So what do you think? Do you believe that every cold case can eventually be solved with science and determination? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if you want to hear more chilling true crime stories like this one, don't forget to subscribe for updates. The past still has secrets to reveal, and together we'll uncover them.